police can issue you a $40 ticket for holding the phone in your hand while talking and driving. But for now, look for the yellow Rent Me sticker. His message? If you skip out on this, your name's gonna be on that list. And now they'll take that love and continue to serve the community that brought the two of them together. But Holocaust survivors hope that the stories and the memories they've shared today will not be forgotten.
I mean, we're just about dead, and this is our last hope.
Hope is what horse trainer Betsy Brown is counting on to save her track and the harness racing industry itself. Aside from practice runs, Rosecroft Raceway is deserted. Live racing stopped 2 years ago. Now patrons only watch them on TV. Real estate developer Mark Vogel is in the process of buying back the track he owned in the late 80s and believes table games will bring a much-needed boost to the industry.
They talk about the card games is going to bring a lot of money into Rosecroft. It's going to raise the purses.
Back in its heyday, Rosecroft was the place to be on a Saturday night. Thousands of people would come from all over the area just to see the races. But now, it's driving away those most devoted to the track. Brown says many trainers were forced to sell some of their horses or give up the industry altogether. Others will move to the Eastern Shore if Rosecroft closes the barns.
I don't know where I would go. I really don't. You know, it's one thing, I'd have to get rid of more horses, and I don't even know if I'd stay in the business, you know, that I've been in my whole life.
It's the same case for Gerald Kelly, who's been at Rosecroft since the 1960s.
And I said, well, when I grow up, I'm going to buy me a racehorse. I don't know why I did the right thing or wrong thing, but that's exactly what I did, you know.
The track filed for bankruptcy in 2009, but Kelly thinks card games are just what they need to bring the track back to life, maybe even bring back live racing.
Oh yeah, I have some good times, but a lot of bad times. So in this business, I always say, anytime you can smile, smile, because a lot of times, most times you want to cry in this business, you know.
In Fort Washington, I'm Katie Snider for Maryland Newsline. They start the day and end the day often the same way. Car accidents, senior citizens, expectant mothers.
We enjoy helping people. We enjoy the adrenaline rush.
When you've got someone's life in your hands, time is rarely on your side. That's where your team comes in.
The bond that you develop and the comfort level you develop with different crew members, it eliminates all the hesitation.
He's on my crew, I always feel better because I know I have someone there who knows what's going on, who's very well versed in what is happening. And
that bond extends beyond the medic unit for Chuck Pembleton and Crystal Monday. They're partners in the field and off. How did two people of different generations fall in love? Well, it started with their service to others.
You know, you get that chance to, you know, that one chance that you might save somebody's life.
He drives, she tends to the patient.
You know, we don't have time to sit and talk about what we're going to do. When we get there, we just have to jump right in and start doing things.
This isn't a job for the faint-hearted. Long hours, food on the run, scenes with horrifying injuries, or worse. You need someone to depend upon.
we make an effort of, making our personal time special, because you never know how long that might be.
But both agree they want to make a difference where the community needs it.
Anytime we can go home at the end of the day and got all our fingers and toes and nobody got hurt and we didn't tear up any equipment, didn't have any accidents, that's a good day.
It just so happens that the time they spent together trying to make a difference became more than a bond between a fellow medic.
No, that didn't even cross my mind. But now I wouldn't trade it for the world. So life is good, and we're having fun and doing things we like to do. And
what did we win?
Healthcare!
When did we win it?
Now!
What did we win?
They deemed it a victory.
When did we win?
With the passage of federal health care reform, advocates threw a celebration on Lawyers Mall, congratulating one another for their hard work and for the hard work ahead of them.
We've made a lot of progress. We're going to celebrate that. We're going to build on that to achieve health care for all in Maryland.
If anybody can have adequate coverage, increased coverage, or coverage that they've never had before, that's a blessing for the whole nation, and we're thankful for it.
32 million new citizens can now get insurance. Healthcare recipient Pam Wilkerson recalls not having insurance and trying to decide whether to take her son to the hospital after he suffered head injuries from lacrosse.
It was very scary, and for a moment, I thought about it. Aspirin, hospital.
She found that not only could her children get coverage under the new legislation, but she could as well.
I am a living testimony to what this health care reform, this expansion, can do for families all across Maryland. And I thank God that I am one of 55,000 people who are now getting it.
That's part of the state government's plan to implement federal regulations at the local level.
So we focus on, to date, some of our most vulnerable populations, but national health reform is about expanding care to all Americans and all Marylanders.
But in light of the reform, some say there's still room for improvement.
What they could do is find some way to provide a public option.
In my lifetime, I would like to see it not dependent on our employment, but rather a single-payer program.
In Annapolis, I'm Katie Snider for Maryland Newsline.